guys, Kristen
and Sia here.
Today we are going to be doing the passport tag. I think it's been the most requested, or one of the most requested videos, so we decided to finally do it. So the passport tag has been going around for I think over a year now. There are a few questions that we are going to answer in regards to our passports and travel. One of our passports that we have, both of us have here, are from our crazy around the world trip that we took. I was gone for 10 months and then Sia was gone for 6 months. Yeah, so we've got, it's my favorite passport.
Yeah, it's definitely my favorite passport. First of all, we have a unicorn on our passport.
What?
There's a unicorn right here. That's a lion.
Okay.
That is a unicorn.
My goodness, see, unicorns exist. I knew it. I've been trying to convince this guy. I knew it.
They exist.
I mean, if
in
it's on
Canada.
the passport, it's on the passport. It's real.
Maybe it was the Queen. The Queen's like, yes, they exist.
Let's get started. The first question is, what is your most recent stamp?
It's definitely Germany.
I think mine was Belize. Yeah, mine was Belize. Back in February, end of February, March. And that was when I did the Reset Retreat. And it was a all-female retreat in Belize. It was an incredible experience. If you haven't seen that video, you can check it out. Let's put it right here.
Ta-da!
Click on it. Give it a watch. Moving on to question number 2. What was your first stamp?
Paraguay was my first big trip. I went for 4 months when I was in grade 10, and it was amazing. So I'm really glad that I still have this stamp.
My first stamp ever was to Cuba, but I don't have that passport with me. But in this passport, it is Paraguay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Both Paraguay.
Paraguay, yeah. So I also, this isn't from my first trip to Paraguay, it's actually from my second trip. We both went back. I also went and did the exchange program like Sia did at the end of high school, my last year. But we both went back for our friend's wedding. A lot of people ask, like, what is in Paraguay? To me, Paraguay, my memories are about the people and the culture. Really, it was my first time being exposed to a new culture, and there were no other foreigners like in my city, so I was really forced to speak Spanish and really basically become part of the culture and do as they do on a daily basis. So I think that it's the experience of being with the people and learning about their daily lives and becoming part of that. That's what Paraguay was like. When I think back to that trip, that is what I remember most, not so much the sights or anything.
Yeah, it started this whole trend of hopscotch the globe.
It's very true.
All thanks to Paraguay.
And all thanks to you, because you inspired me to go to Paraguay, because we were friends back in the day when he went. I was like, yeah, I want to do that.
And the day I came back from Paraguay, I saw her and I saw hearts floating around her face.
Love it.
And I fell in
Not
love.
love at first sight, love at like 100th sight.
Yeah, we were friends, but like, boom, I felt a spark.
There was a spark. Question number 3. What is your coolest looking stamp?
Okay, I know.
Stamp? Okay.
Boom, I got it right away. Wow, look at this.
Oh yeah,
This
I agree. I'd have to agree on this.
Was not from a country, but from a place. When you get to Machu Picchu in Peru, they actually stamp your passport. It's such a feat to like hike and get there. We hiked for like 3 days, 35 kilometers, up and down mountains. 5,000
meters above sea level. The altitude was like killer.
Yeah, so when you get there, if you have your passport, they stamp your passport.
You're like, you know what, I deserve that stamp more than any other stamp.
Yeah.
Do it.
For sure.
Number 4, it's kind of similar to number 3, question number 3. What is the most meaningful stamp?
I'm gonna have to say Thailand, just because A, it's my favorite country, and B, it was the beginning of our huge, long 6-month journey. So that to me is like, you know, the beginning stamp to such an amazing adventure.
I guess for the same reasons, kind of. Well, for that same trip, I started in England, but I still have to say India, just because I learned so much about myself and the people I love, and just spirituality and just so many things that are part of my everyday life still, and that's when I fell in love with my favorite country, is India, so it really means a lot to me. So this stamp and this visa really means a lot to me. And the last question, question numero 5. What was the most difficult stamp to get?
Well, aside from that hike, Machu Picchu, like that was hard to get.
Yeah,
I had to walk like 35 kilometers to get that stamp. Also in Indonesia, I have a stamp from Indonesia that was very hard to get because customs there, they didn't want to let me in and they wanted a bribe in order for me to get a stamp. But I stood my ground. I did not give in to bribing them because I didn't believe it, and they eventually, after like an hour of trying to negotiate and argue, they gave me my stamp. So yeah, that was difficult.
For me, the most difficult stamp, I'm gonna have to say, this is gonna be kind of a different kind of answer. It's going to be Brazil. And the reason for this is because I recently went to Brazil to shoot an episode where I guest starred on Angry Planet alongside George Karunas. And if you're from the US, maybe you've seen it. If not, it's gonna come to channels in other countries, I promise, and I'll let you know. But I mean, I've been working for years to get to that point where I got a hosting gig on a travel show that's gonna be showcased around the world. So yeah, hard work pays off, and every time I look at this visa and this stamp, I remember that trip and I remember accomplishing that goal of being a host.
That's really cool. That's a good answer.
I'm going to be leaving the questions that we answered in this video in the description box below, and I want to hear your answers. So feel free to leave a comment and share your answers with us because we'd love to hear from them.
Yeah, I would definitely love to hear from you, and I want to know everything you have to say about your passports. If you have cool things about your own passports from your countries, let us know. What's different about your passports that maybe ours don't have?
Cool. And we'll see you later.
See you later.
Happy travels!
Bye!